Just a quick one, guys. We've released our January merch drop, so do browse the new collection. We've got the Mr. Blue Nose tees, along with our Stauncho Meter tees. Do, as I said, browse the collection by going down into the link in the description, or going to rfcclothing.com. Anyway, let's get into today's video. And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, guys. I hope you're all well. Before we do get into today's video, as always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Guys, in today's video, we're going to be talking about a transfer twist, of course, whilst also going over all the latest Rangers news from the last 24 hours. Now, it is, what day now? Thursday, nearly a week since the sort of old firm defeat to Celtic. We've obviously played a game since then, bounced back, got back to winning ways. And I know I said here on the channel that I probably wouldn't be speaking about the situation that took place that day, the main one, the Alistair Johnston sort of handball. There has been a massive hangover from it, of course. Rangers and the SFA going toing and froing at this moment in time with regards to the current situation. So I just figured I'll go provide you with the latest update, as Rangers have met with the Scottish FA for talks over the non-penalty incident in Saturday's 2-1 loss to Celtic. The club has confirmed that Chiefs today met with the SFA officials to discuss the incident where Alistair Johnston's handed the ball inside Celtic's box during the first half of the game. VAR reviewed the situation, but Willie Collum advised that on-field referee Nick Walsh waved play on, a decision which has now been concluded as incorrect, the Ibrox club has stated. It was later suggested that there had been an offside against Abdallah Sima in the build-up to the handball by the Canadian international. However, Rangers insist, having listened to the VAR audio, there was no mention of an offside at the time of the handball call. The club has slammed the haste in which the decision was made and has urged the SFA to release the audio to the wider public. A Rangers spokesman said Rangers today met with the Scottish FA officials to discuss the VAR handball call and subsequent miscommunications from Saturday's Old Firm match. From the meeting, there was an overriding conscious that the VR decision of the no handball was incorrect. Having listened to the audio, there is no mention of a potential offside at the time of the handball decisions. Rangers is also deeply concerned at the haste at which the erroneous no handball call was made. Rangers have appealed to the Scottish FA to release the audio and explain the decisions and future contentious decisions involving all clubs to the public, as would be a common practice in England for such a decision. The club has made a number of specific requests that it hopes that the Scottish FA will respond to in order to improve matters going forward. Okay, so Rangers, as it was stated that they were going to be meeting with the Scottish FA, have obviously now concluded what obviously happened within that talk, and it's no surprise really, the sort of fallout. If they had nothing to hide to go public, they would have just released the audio like they did, well, not like they did in the Spurs and Liverpool incidents, but of course, if they had nothing to sort of hide and everything was all correct, then as I said, they would have no qualms of the greater public actually viewing it. Obviously, we do trust what Rangers' findings are. We're not going to be able to hear the audio, but Rangers have obviously identified it as a massive hiccup with regards to it, and as I said, holding the SFA accountable, which should take place. As I say, referees, that's what we want at this moment in time, is to hold them to account when they make mistakes, and that has been going on down in England. And Scottish football, again, there's been decisions that have gone for us, there's been decisions that have gone against us, but the level of officiating in this country across the board, I don't even watch any other games that don't involve Rangers, but I hear about it, I see about it on Twitter, decisions going wrongly for the smaller sides too. So it's something that needs to be bucketed up, and to be fair, it needs to be bucketed up within the whole of European football. It's not just Scottish football that has problems with the officiating and the VAR sort of problems, but good on Rangers for coming out and slamming the SFA once again, and as I say, holding them accountable, and as I said, hopefully going forward we're going to start to hear a bit more on that regard and try and make things work. Now, enough of that, guys, I promise. Unless there's another toing and froing from the SFA a bit later on, or something more that comes out with the audio reveal, I'm going to park that up and get over it. I moved on Monday morning. It's fine. We're going to carry on. We're still going to win the league. It's not going to be a problem at all, especially when we get these additions that could be coming in through the door. Now, in the lead up to the January transfer window, there's been a host of players that we've been currently linked to. Of course, I came to you today with a story in regards to Owen Beck, and it does seem as though we've we've probably moved on now from Josh Doig. Again, this is where a transfer twist comes into play, is because English clubs are now circulating for the left back. Now, as I said at the start of the transfer window, it was reported that Rangers had held initial discussions with Verona at the look of maybe trying to bring Josh Doig to Ibrox. However, they're quoting they want around 6 million euros for the player. Of course, this is a lot of player for Josh Doig. About 18 months ago, we probably could have got him for around 3 million euros that Verona bought him for. Young, a decent prospect as well, and that's why sometimes we shouldn't overlook some of the Scottish talent that are doing well within Scotland at the time. He's done well over Verona, but as I stated, a lot of other clubs are now interested in him, and it does look as though he could make a move to England rather than back to Scotland with Rangers. At the time of recording, apparently Leeds and Everton both interested in his services, with some unnamed English clubs also looking to try and make a pounce on the Scottish left back. So it does seem as though that's taken a twist, and we're not actually going to be signing Josh Doig. And by the look of this morning's news with regards to Owen Beck, it does seem as though that we're focusing on elsewhere, trying to pursue different targets and go into the loan market and go for more of a, not a cheaper option, but someone that was within our sort of price range. I didn't think Rangers would ever pay 6 million euros for Josh Doig, but to teams in England, that's absolutely enough, and especially if they're playing in the Premier League. So I do think we've lost that race. I don't think that's going to happen, but keep an eye on what happens with regards to the left back position. It's certainly one that I feel that we are trying to strengthen, especially with that official bid submitted to Liverpool for the second half of the season loan for Owen Beck. So again, there may be more on that one. Again, later on in the January transfer window, something could emerge, especially after when Andy Robertson gets back from injury, Costa Tsimikas gets back from injury. He could then be surplus to requirements of Liverpool, where he's just offering squad depth at this moment in time. So one to watch there. But again, transfer news is just coming thick and fast. Of course, Steven Azalade, another player that's been currently linked to the football club, a midfielder, currently on loan at Standard Liège from Brighton. However, the situation is that he has been injured, but Rangers have inquired with Brighton to try and make something happen. Brighton are more on the front that they want to try and sell the player for cash this summer, and if there's an option, they have no qualms in recalling the player and then sending him out on loan elsewhere. And then, obviously, a team like Rangers could then buy with an obligation to buy or an option to buy come later at the end of that contract. But something we'll have to keep an eye on there again with regards to the transfer stuff. But stuff is starting to bubble away. Sam Lam is another player that is being linked with a move away, a temporary loan switch. So again, another one to watch there. But that's all I've really got for you today, guys, with regards to the sort of transfer news. The big one today does look as though that we're not going to be pursuing Josh Doig, as that transfer tail has taken a twist, despite us opening discussions with Verona. English clubs have, of course, entered the race by the looks of things. But yeah, that's all I've got for you today, Rangers fans. Do let me know your thoughts on that. Would you have liked to have seen Josh Doig at the football club? Yes or no? And who do you think we should sign in left back? Who do you think we should sign in midfield? Who do you think we should sign in striker? Let me know names down there in the comment section below. And finally, let me know your thoughts on the whole SFA and Rangers toing and froing with regards to the handball on Saturday. That brings us to the end of today's video. As always, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Remember, we have released our brand new January merch drop. Do browse the new collection by going down into the link in the description or going to rfcclothing.com. Thank you, guys, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Peace.